Saturday Showdown. PRX 대 광동 트릭스.
And it's going to be throw playing cards at him. That's the theory. They're going to take the crocodile to the casino, and they're just going to rain down the cards. That's the plan.
Yeah, I think in terms of dealing with threats from the side of Bro,
no, it's not. It's Cassante. Who has more scales?
Who has more scales? That's the important thing to take into account.
I think Renekton has the same amount of scales at the beginning of the game as he does at the end of the game. So let's jump onto the rift for game number 1. Okay, Brion, 하나, 둘, 셋! Brion, fighting! KT, 하나, 둘, 셋!
KT, fighting!
Woohoo! KT are going to be able to put on as Morgan is now going to get slowed down a little bit by the Q from Perfect.
And I feel like this game, it's kind of like, you know, you have the pressure points, you have the mid jungle from KT, where you know they're going to be looking to find power, the top jungle from Bro.
He just doesn't really take that much damage.
No, he doesn't. And with the Doran shield, can actually just heal back up from a lot of that damage you put down onto him. Nautilus not doing so hot in the patch, but a lot of those teams featured there generally not doing hot.
And it was alongside BDD that he was there. So played a couple of games, I'm pretty sure, but it was mainly BDD on GG at that time. He was in pretty good form as Karis has to flash.
Well, this is good for KT. And also, it looks like Pyosik has won the 50-50 coin flip that every Kindred hopes for. And now they're looking to threaten a dive here. Karis is so low. Is the mark? It is on the Corki. This could be huge.
Oh god, well Gideon is here to try and protect. There's the Q connecting on a BDD. He flashes over the wall and they pick up first blood. Now Pyosik is trying to get in here and save his mid laner as BDD burns down. And now the flash on top of the Kindred. He is going to be able to get over there. Needed to avoid that Q, but he's not going to be able to. And that is going to be a double for the Lee Sin.
Huge reward there. Oh, more.
Yeah, that's a flash on the bottom side of the map as Beryl is going to even out the flash trace, or you're actually just going to go kill them and get yourself an extra mark. As Gideon, we're going to check out his perspective here.
He's so well played that he safeguarded in to save the Q until later, using the maximum ability, and also had the vision here from the E.
From the E, of course.
Yeah.
That is a very happy Gideon. I didn't actually see the little eyes from the Tempest, so okay, that is going to be the Gromp.
Oh, and he gets it!
Good by Pyosik.
Okay, he just spot him now. I think this is an execute angle.
I think that you would hopefully be able to get one of those, and Pyosik will say, I died once again, but guess what? Another stack. Maybe it's KT. Because the Corki isn't infinitely stacking, you know? He can only really do the get to 6 items and then be ridiculous.
Yeah, can't go
past that. Pyosik does want to get the 5. The Void Mites are on the line here as he does secure that one, and that will be 5. So KT with a lot of pushing power and a very strong Kindred. Pyosik is in the top lane, and he has another mark opportunity. As Morgan is just taking a lot of damage, but he isn't actually going to be under too much threat. It's just going to be turret plates. And with the help, okay, there's a teleport coming on in. That's actually 2 teleports as Polu's going to come in first. Now Karis turns up and he's got a package to deliver to Pyosik as the all-out does come in. A perfect gets himself to safety and is going to be able to help kill the Tahm Kench. That's one going over to Pyosik as the Q connects onto the Cassante, but that is not going to do it. Deft also teleported towards that top lane. There are just teleports all over the place here. And so now everyone's transitioned to the top lane. We've got full-on team fights at 11.5 minutes.
It's so rare.
Package delivered to BDD. BDD is now going to flash over the wall, but Gideon's going to follow him immediately. Nice little sidestep, but he's still dead. Now Beryl wants to continue this fight and then immediately decides against it, and I don't blame him. Beryl did have to use his hook defensively, but has somewhat reset its cooldown. It looks like they are still looking for a 5 Valkyrie out there from Karis, as there's a flash forward. Gideon getting on top of Beryl, but he's not necessarily a priority, as the 3 knockups do come in, and now Perfect just launches himself into the backline. Mum gets angry. Gideon is just dead. It's a kill for the world champion Kindred player. And Polu, he's the next one on the menu. It's Deft that's going to barbecue him. A triple kill. Are you kidding me? Make it a quadra. It's a pentakill for Pyosik. At 14 minutes, he gave one. Oh my god, it's incredible.
This is how you got to play. You just got to be so aggressive, playing for stacks to the detriment of your team, and then when you get them, get a penta. It's that easy.
That's how you do it. It's just basically steps that you have to take. It'll work every time. Don't you worry. As KT are going to give up on the Rift Herald. Looks like they're not too worried about that one, as Beryl is going to get shielded up. All right, Morgan looking for that opportunity as they just blow him up. Yeah, I don't know what the real plan was, but they're going to look for a fight. Perfect. He goes in. The Devourer is going to be there from Polo, but Gideon, he doesn't have that option. The flash is over the wall, and it's a massacre once again for KT. Perfect just throwing them around like ragdolls. There is the Kindred going down, so Morgan gets himself a huge shutdown, but that is the end of the good news.
I was like, how?
No.
7 stacks, okay.
It's on 7, but that is the break point, isn't it? That's the second big break point.
Yeah. Not 11 though, that'd be crazy.
No, that'd be really dumb. Thankfully, we're not quite up to that level of ridiculousness, as Envy is, yeah, gonna have to get devoured. I thought that it was off cooldown, and we were right. So that is going to be ult for ult, traded in.
You can see a record on the...
Yeah, it's 18 minutes, and this is a smolder comp. The hook is max range! He's dead, and I don't know whether they're gonna be able to really get too much more, but it was a great hook, Beryl. Really nicely done there. You really need Envy to start spamming Q over and over again. As Morgan in the brush, as KT look for another engage. They're engaging onto Polu because he can't devour himself. And my god, Envy just loses half of his health bar once again. Bro now split onto 2 fronts as now Gideon not going to get stunned up. There's the package. It's going to be delivered, but it looks like it might have been exactly what KT ordered. And now Polu's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way. They are in the mist, but I think they're not too worried about it as Mum gets mad once again. And Deft is just spitting fire all over the bros. Gets over the wall, and yes, Morgan, unfortunately, is going to be turned into a handbag, and once again, KT roll over the top.
Look pretty good for KT, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, I would just say that there are a lot of chefs in the kitchen, and it's working. It's fine. You know, they're just agreeable, and it's an okay situation. There's another hook. This time, it might work out for Beryl as he does get a nice double knockup. Mom gets mad, and now Perfect dives in, looking for an opportunity here as he's basically just taking no damage. Polu's then going to get flapped on, and KT, they should be able to break open the base off the back of this Baron buff. My god! It's like a poke composition, but it's not that long range, but it works because they can't really answer back because they don't take damage and they do way too much of it. Although, Perfect is going down relatively low. The flash over the top from Kyoshik, that was pretty cute, but the hook is not going to land there from Beryl. And they are going to be able to just turn around, take down these inhibitors. KT not messing around. Well, I mean, they were a little bit, but it's been messing around to a real good answer in this game. As they'll take down the first Nexus turret, second one is sure to follow. And this snowball just rolled way too quickly. And I think it goes back to what you said at the very beginning of the game, Orcs. And that was that they flipped the coin and it landed heads when it came to that first mark. And if that isn't the most KT thing in the universe, then I don't know what is. This is also just a massacre, guys. The Nexus is just going to fall down, and KT will obliterate Bro in game 1.
Yeah, there wasn't much else than that. It was really just, oh god, run away from Kindred, and also run away from Karma, and also run away from Smolder. We can kill the Nautilus, though, but run away from the rest of them.
I want to give Beryl POG. He tried really hard, and he did lots of buttons, and it was really fun.
I think... Really, this is. I felt like last game was pretty stack heavy. This game,
just
more, and
he's just gonna do it.
They flipped to the Corki. They don't want to commit to the Aurelion Soul, and we'll see how BDD manages this matchup. It is obviously Karma favored early
in the last game, and so we'll see whether this time around the teacher is going to be a little bit more lenient. Let's jump onto the Rift. Okay, Brion, Hana, 둘, 셋. Brion fighting. KT Rosa, 하나, 둘, 셋!
KT fighting! Woohoo! Maybe he might be struggling with a little bit less pressure from his laners than he had last game.
Yeah, might be, but we do know that Kyoshik does somehow just manage to make things happen on this Lee Sin pretty reliably. It felt like a year and a bit.
Yeah.
It's about it, but I don't know what the actual number is. There's a flash to try and follow. BDD going to be forced to flash out of the way as well, so flashes down in the mid lane.
Glad to see Karis playing this matchup aggressively. Envy wants that kind of minion so bad.
Yeah, and Def really wants to shoot him, and he's doing that.
Would you die for a cannon minion?
Well, he might have to, as he is actually going to be able to pick it up. There's the double knock-up. The Q's going to connect. First blood goes over to Deft. And now Polu is just underneath this turret with not a lot of places to go. Pyoshik should be able to get out of there as Deft casually tanks up a turret shot. And Envy is back in the lane. Pretty dangerous. You can see that CS is not necessarily something to worry about because Envy immediately teleported back.
Ooh.
And Pyoshik going to be able to secure his Raptor camp as well. Red buff being utilized to slow down Gideon a little bit, but you can see the Karma does have a decent amount of priority as now Deft is in the top lane. And Morgan is going to get flashed on his former teammate. They went to the quarterfinals of Worlds together, and now Deft is going to shoot him in the back. Oh, KT move up to 2-0.
He goes top lane with them, and yeah, going to see the payoff here.
That is a very large knockup.
I think Envy just didn't think it was going to hit him, you know, which he was right on the edge of it. It's hard to say.
I feel like this wait, it's about to crash. Oh, okay, never mind. There's the third Q as Morgan actually just going to be able to jump up and down a little bit here as Pyoshik just comes on in, kicks him back. There's the flash, and there is the kill. And that was just all too easy. Reminded me of what Peanut did yesterday. Yep. Just the walk up and kick.
Yep, took patience with it. You know, Morgan trying to avoid getting hit by the Sonic Wave, setting up the kick first, making sure it was guaranteed. Picking up a second kill onto Morgan.
Yeah, if at first you succeed, just do it again, I guess. As Pyoshik, not going to quite find that one, but I think Morgan is still in a heck of a lot of trouble. That Q misses as well, though, as now Gideon dives in, perfect, able to get himself out of the way. There's, the kill onto the Cassante, and now Pyoshik all by himself against the Rel and the Aatrox. He's able to safeguard to that ward, but it's a nice little knock-up. Gideon, he wants even more. As Pyoshik down to 100, there's the flash forward, but the kill does go back over to the Lee Sin. There's a knock-up onto Polo, but it's a nice buffer on the dredge line here on the bottom side of the map as BDD, he's just hitting the turret.
So pretty big payoff for that, and
oh, okay, Bella's Breath coming out here as there's the Ornhorn. Beryl not going to be able to throw that one back as Polu's burning. Dawning Shadow is going to lock down that kill as now even the teleport's getting amongst it. And Envy not going to be able to finish off Beryl here. This guy tanks, man. He's pretty good at it.
You would have just killed Beryl. Well, I mean, I guess that's what you're arguing, but
well, Karis, he's in a bit of trouble here as well as Pyoshik he's got down to about 50, but now the cavalry turns up almost literally here as the crash down over the wall, and Pyoshik, he's down to 1 health and he is really dead. Perfect, not able to come on over and help out. This is chaos. This is it's just crazy once again.
This is KT Bro.
Oh, this is so KT Bro, and I am well and truly here for it.
Yeah.
You're winning. You're having a great time. So we're going to check it out from Beryl's perspective once again.
If this wasn't a Smolder, I think Beryl does die here. But the Smolder just isn't really doing that much damage.
Yeah.
And the healing and shielding from the center just means that eventually
one of those scenarios. And Perfect might be dying right here. It's a Cloud Soul? Oh, baby. I can't get too distracted, though, as the all-out does come in. And Perfect just desperately trying to keep himself alive. Crashdown is going to straight up miss. That Q is also going to go wide now as well as Perfect. I think he's just going to go down. There it goes. Magnet Storm going to be invested. And Bro will be able to grab even more plates for Morgan.
Just giving people ornaments, so he can end up hurting from that.
Yeah. As Pyoshik, speaking of hurting, he's hurting Polu for the moment. He's actually going to hit the wall, and now the Aftershock is down. He is very squishy. That's why he's not getting back into this fight, as there's the Magnet Storm. Deft preemptively flashes to get himself out of the way, and now BDD has turned up. He's going to slow down. The Dawning Shadow gets so much value as now Perfect just pulls Gideon back in, and now they're just in the melting pot. Morgan can only look on in horror as the rest of his teammates melt. Not very much action, unfortunately. I hope you guys are still entertained. We're doing our best here. As now Deft 1v2, or is it a 2v2? As no, it's not. He's just really dead. And Pyoshik going to get a kickback as now Morgan is in trouble. BDD collects the kill. It's a disaster for Bro, but now they're trying to turn it around. Gideon finds the Shattering Strike onto the Corki. Crash down as well. He's good layering of CC, but he breaks the chains. And now Pyoshik gets on over to try and heal. The Dragon is going to come down, but BDD is slowed and gets over the wall with the Valkyrie. He's fine.
Oh man, they were so close. Envy had flash. I thought he was going to get the flash Q to finish him, but doesn't quite find it in the shutdown. Yeah. And they're just grabbing the package and they're just TPing back in and they're sending it. This is just all action all the time.
I love it. As that big one actually doing a whole lot of work. I don't know about that one, Beryl, but the package is going to be delivered nonetheless. And that is so much value. What the heck? BDD was missing so many. He gets an item and he's like, nah, I have a laser scope now. Confused as to what happened. We're going to check this out from BDD's perspective, though, before we go back into the chaos.
You know, I think he could have definitely could have gone a more aggressive angle, and it would have been a terrible idea, but I respect him for doing it, for not doing it.
All right, well, Bro setting up for some sort of defense under this outer turret, trying to make sure that Morgan continues to farm. And honestly, if there is an angle for Bro, it's off the back of the Lord. It has to be Lord Morgan that carries them through. He's got 2 items now on this Aatrox, and he's now probably dead. He gets so much of his health back. That's a cute little kick, but it's not going to stop this Aatrox, who just takes down the Lee Sin. Yeah, this is what we were talking about.
Yeah, well, they obviously have to realize he's quite hard to kill because he's built full lethality.
Yeah. Although they do clear that control ward, now wrapping around once again.
You know, these rockets would do a lot more damage if they were hitting.
Yeah. And as long as Beryl is standing in front, it's going to be really hard for Morgan to get too much done. As he does walk up, he can engage from a really long distance. There's the package. They're looking for Karis. He's not on top of it as there's the flash over from Morgan. He's looking for the Corki, but the fight is happening to the south as well. The Corki goes down, and now KT, they've only got a little while longer before this gigantic world-ending Aatrox gets into the back line. The exhaust is fantastic, though, and he's kicked out of the fight. The Rel does go down as well, but Morgan is still going. He's still looking for more. Perfect gets into the back line and grabs the Smolder. But Deft is the last man standing alongside a very low health Barrel, and Bro are going to deny the soul.
They managed to deny it, but oh wait, could KT still look for something? Morgan's actually healing up a little bit.
Oh, Barrel is definitely going in, right? Oh, he's going in, right? Look at these health bars. This is doable.
He's got TP. Wait, he's staying!
He's staying. This is doable.
There's no way, there's no way, there's no way, there's no way.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay. Well, we'll see whether they can actually win the fight afterwards. I really thought that rock was going to steal it away. Teleport's coming in. There's the flash forward from Barrel. Karis, I think he's going to be the sacrificial karma, going to be taken down there. That's another kill going over to the Corki.
I think KT could just wait for that.
Yep, Perfect and Beryl hanging out together. They're pretty tanky, but they have been caught out of position. Beryl as well is going to look for the ramp, gets the knockup onto 2 as now Polo's taking so much damage. Koshik gets in there, but he's going to be eaten by a dragon, and Mom now comes down from the sky. Perfect is dead. It's a double for Envy, and I don't know what they thought was going to happen. That wasn't exactly that.
It could happen, and now flank coming in.
Yeah.
Lustig looking for an angle.
Yeah, Morgan will get on in here as Beryl dives forward as well. There's the kick onto the Smolder, but he flashes to immediately get himself out. The Ornn is just dead. That rocket finds Envy, but it does not matter. He picks up the double kill, and now Mom comes down once again. Perfect is going to be ripped to shreds, and that is a triple. He's the only one getting kills for the rest of this game, guys. That is just how this Smolder is going to work. As now they are going to find out that this is basically gone. It is just going to be taken down. Not many opportunities, and there it goes. So KT have to just watch as it goes through. Good Bellows Breath there to eat the CC, but Perfect, he can't do it. He's going to go all out, but he's just all out of the game for at least the next 50 seconds.
They could just go and grab this and take this top tier 2, but you know I'm saying that BDD's not even there.
Yeah, and they're looking to just end this. This Nexus turret is already going to go down. The ram comes in, though, as now Pyoshik looks for Karis. Envy could be in trouble as the rockets are hitting BDD. Can he stay alive is the question. Envy, though, he is going to be able to, and it's a double, and I think it's going to be more of these rockets. They need to land, and he's not going to be able to. Finally, he hits one, and now he's looking for Envy. Another auto is all they need, and Deft gets the kill on the dragon. Gideon's gonna go down the game, ladies and gentlemen. It continued. An A-ramp. All right, there's a crash down from Gideon, but it's a little bit half-hearted. This isn't, though, as Beryl throws the ram in. There's the kickback. It's on the Karma this time, though, and Mom comes down. This is getting very scary. The Magnastorm is a lot of value as GAs are starting to pop left, right, and center. Karis is out of the fight, but I think Envy's still in it, and that is the scariest part. Perfect is now looking to get on top of it. There it is! And KT, I think they've saved it. I think they've done it. And for some reason, they're going to win this game.
Good luck trying to break that one down.
Unless
a hectic
the back door. No.
Wait, they're not. They're not ending?
No, it's time for Baron.
I mean, I
and
guess
then
they're against the
one
Karma.
last
Oh
hurrah.
god, they gotta keep going.
At the Elder Dragon. They need Exodia. It wasn't a hipster after all. They just saw the future. They knew that this young man was the one to carry them to the promised land.
Here's the thing, I think summoners are important that have gone down for this fight. There's also a lot of GAs lost for KT, but no flash. Oh!
All right, Perfect just dodges out of the way. That's one way of doing it. Now Beryl can press some buttons.
There's the package.
Oh, the delivery system. BDD just built a Zhonya's as well. If you missed that. Polu's looking for a flank.
Wait,
There's a big flanking teleport from Morgan as well.
They don't see him.
Okay, now BDD could be in so much trouble. He's zooming in, but Deft is going to actually survive. The package just delivered. He's down to his GA, and now they're just trying to keep them out of the way of this fight. They are backing so far, but the Aatrox is going to fall Dawning Shadow to keep them alive. And I think KT, they might have just done it again.
How have they managed to pull this off on repeat? Morgan going with the flanks of all flanks. Envy doing more than 10,000 damage in that fight. And they win. They managed to outscale the Smolder somehow.
Okay, Orcs, I've had enough of this game. Get me out. It's the most kills of the split so far. And it's just a clean 2-0. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. It's East versus West, right? KT, we're always going to win this one. Taking down the Nexus here. As, bro, man, they came so close. But in the end, it's a KT 2-0.
On center this season, and it kind of showed. Yeah, a lot of damage from a lot of people.
Envy. Doing, over 1,000 damage per minute. Just smolder things. I mean, BDD did the same thing. I mean, Morgan even got close.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Pyoshik and Duft on the side of KT Rollster. Congratulations! What a meaningful victory! How do you feel, Pyoshik? It was a clean 2-0 victory. I'm very happy about that. And we'll make sure that we do better in the next match. And Duft? I think I'm pretty satisfied with the result, but the process we definitely faltered in, so I believe that there's a lot to improve on until the playoffs. Pyoshik, what a Kindred play by the master himself. We've seen your Kindred at Worlds, but it's been about 2 years since the last time you played her in the LCK. And with Karma, you usually pair Xin Zhao with in the comp, but you hovered Xin Zhao briefly before locking Kindred in, so what made you pick her? I was actually going to pick Lee Sin, but with the Smolder appearing, I had to pick something else. And I think just looking at the big picture, I decided Kindred seems pretty suitable here. And in the early game, we saw you get outplayed by Lee Sin, but you recovered with so many stacks. So how did you do it? Yeah, in the mid, we got double killed, but before the dive, I definitely didn't imagine that we would get double killed, but I told myself that it would still be worth it as long as I get my stack, my mark, before I died. So, right after that, at only around 13 minutes, you got a pentakill, so let's take a look at this highlight. Did this surprise you at all? So there were mind games and positioning and distancing between me and Lee Sin, and I saw an angle while we were just trading and harassing. And then, right around this point, I was like, oh, wait, Penta, right here? And Deft almost stole it. What in the world? Def says, no way you got that so easily.
잘 들었습니다. 표식 선수 굉장히 간절하셨던 것 같아요. 어떤 생각하셨나요?
Yoshik, you seem so desperate. What was going through your mind? Deft got a penta recently. I wasn't really too desperate for it, but then it was right in front of my eyes, and I think I got really excited for it in the moment. And Deft, what were your thoughts? You know, I got my penta, and I worked for it so hard. It just feels quite unfair how easily Hyoshik got his pentakill. So why don't you give some tips on how to get easy pentakills? I feel like Def just plays for the victory. He plays to win, and that's probably why he has such a hard time getting pentakills. So Deft, in game 2, you had an incredible performance with Senna, and we heard you call yourself the god of Senna, so is that how satisfied you were? I think from the laning phase until the end of the game, I think I was utilizing Senna really well. And I had full control over it, so that's probably why I ended up saying that. So how did it make you feel when Senna was left open? I think we had believed that whichever side gets good intention of what kind of pick and comp we want to go for, that it would be winnable. So I think that's why Senna just made sense for us. So the last team fight at 41 minutes, it looked like you guys didn't realize that HWOX was TPing, trying to flank. Yeah, so I think we were able to zone him out, trying to make sure that he doesn't have a focus. So that's probably how we ended up dealing with him so calmly. Hyoshik, what was going through your mind here? My Q wasn't really landing, and I was very heartbroken about that. But in the game, Deft had such perfect understanding of how our comp was supposed to be played. So even without my Qs hitting, I think I was just trying to be a team player, and as well as just be carried by Deft. Yeah, so today's game had the highest kill count of Spring. How did you guys maintain your focus in such a long game? We believe that when we lose control of the game and lose our spirit, it would make the game a lot harder. So I think we just kept telling ourselves that we have to stay in the game, stay focused, and that's how we won today. And BDD, despite having COVID today, he did his best. So he actually played his 700th LCK game today. So anything you'd like to say to him? It's a little awkward for me to say, but BDD always does really well. That's what allows me and enables me to do well. And I think BDD always gives me really good advice. So I'm very grateful for him. And Deft? Of course, BDD in game-wise, he does really well. He actually keeps everyone's spirit up by saying a lot of funny things, and I'm really grateful. I believe there's so much more to see from him in the future. You guys only have 3 matches left in round 2, so what will you focus on improving until the playoffs? Hyoshik. In the remaining matches, we made it to the playoffs, but until the playoffs, it's important for us to bring our form up to the top, and we'll make sure that we are ready and Deft. I think other teams are really good at playing out the games based on their intention of the draft, and I hope that we can be a team like that as well. And this will be the end of the interview with Hyoshik and Deft of KT Roaster, and back to the space.